The Medicine of Experience, page number 510.
First maxim of experience. When two abnormal general irritations act simultaneously on the body, if the two be dissimilar, then the action of the one, the weaker, irritation will be suppressed and suspended for some time by the other, the stronger. And on the other hand, this maxim of experience will be better elucidated by another, namely, when, as in a case of palliatives, the general medicinal irritation that is applied is the exact opposite of that already existing in the body, the morphic irritation. The latter will be suppressed and suspended with remarkable rapidity. But when the general medicinal irritation employed is dissimilar and heterogeneous to that already present in the body, the morphic irritation in every other respect, as in the case in merely revolutionary modes of treatment by revolutions and so-called general remedies, the morphic irritation will only be suppressed and suspended, provided the new irritation is much stronger than that already present in the system, and only rapidly when this new irritation is excessively violent. If the opposed heterogeneous dissimilar irritations or diseases of pretty much the same intensity, as however is rarely the case, so that they cannot suspend one another at all, or not for any length of time, that when uncured, unite to form a single disease, which may moreover be cured as a single uniform disease, notwithstanding that this kind has been termed complex disease. Second maxim of experience. When the two irritations greatly resemble each other, then the weaker irritation, together with its effects, will be completely extinguished and annihilated by the analogous power of the other, the stronger. Illustration of the first maxim: if a person be infected at the same time by, for instance, the miasmata of measles and smallpox, two dissimilar irritants, and if the measles have appeared first, it immediately disappears on the day the eruption of smallpox, and it is only after the latter is completely gone that the measles again returns and completes its natural course. The red rash that had already commenced to shew itself disappeared, as I have frequently observed, on the eruption of this smallpox, and only completed its course when the smallpox was dried up. I saw an infection of the epidemic febrile swelling of the parotid gland once immediately yield when the protective inoculation with smallpox had taken effect, and it was only after the lapse of 14 days, when the areolar redness of the pox had passed away, that the mumps again appeared and completed its regular course of 7 days. According to Larry, the plague of Levant immediately remains stationary whenever the smallpox begins to prevail, but again returns when the latter ceases. These two corporeal irritations are of a heterogeneous and dissimilar character, and the one is therefore suspended by the other, but only for a short time. Illustration of the second maxim. If the two abnormal corporeal irritations be of a similar nature, then the weaker will be entirely removed by the stronger, so that only one, the stronger, completes its action, whilst the weaker was quite annihilated and extinguished. Thus the smallpox becomes an eradicator of the cowpox, the latter is immediately interrupted in its course whenever the miasma of the smallpox that was previously latent in the system breaks out, and after the smallpox has run its course, the cowpox does not again appear. The cowpox miasm, which is in addition to its well-known effect of the developing the cowpox with its course of 2 weeks duration, and also the property of giving rise to a secondary eruption of a small red pimples with red borders, particularly in the face of the forearms and under certain unknown circumstances, and it produces this effect usually soon after the desiccation of the cough. Permanently cures other cutaneous eruptions wherewith the inoculated person was already ever so long before affected. If this cutaneous disease was only tolerably similar to that cowpox exanthema, but it is the secondary eruption of pimples or even the mere tendency of vaccine to cause this accessory eruption, but not the cowpox itself which comes there, which cures those pustular exanthemata, is evident from this that these exanthemata remain almost unaltered as long as the proper cowpox is running its course, and only disappear when the disease comes to the period corresponding to the occurrence of the secondary eruption of vaccinia, that is to say, after the cowpox are dried up. But the vaccine disease has a tendency to cause not only that the secondary eruption decrease, elevated pimples, but also another accessory eruption in the form of confluent miliary and also exuding a tetanus, but is as it seems not on the face, forearms and legs, but it is also capable of curing a similar cutaneous effect. These two abnormal irritations cannot exist simultaneously in the same body, and thus the morphic irritation that appears last removes that which previously existed, not merely for a short time but permanently. In consequence of being analogous to the latter, it extinguishes, annihilates and cures it completely. It is the same thing in the treatment of diseases by means of medicine. If the itch of workers in wool be treated by strong purgatives such as jalap, it gradually yields almost completely as long as the purgatives are continued, as the action of these two abnormal irritations cannot coexist in the body, but as soon as the effect of the artificially excited irritation ceases, that is to say, whenever the purgatives are discontinued, the suspended itch returns to its former state, because the dissimilar irritation does not remove and destroy the other, but only suppresses and suspends it for a time. But if we introduce into a body affected by this a new irritant of a different nature, it is true, but still of a very similar mode of action, as for example the calcareous liver of sulfur. The box impregnated with sulfurated hydrogen gas excites the same itch-like eruption in the plexus of the joints especially, which itches most at night, and they therefore cure the itch of the wool workers rapidly and radically. The calcareous liver of sulfur, from which others besides myself have observed an eruption produced very similar in character to this itch, then as two general abnormal irritations cannot coexist in the body, the former yields to the latter, not for a short time merely but permanently, as that last introduced was an irritation very analogous to the first. That is to say, the itch of the wool workers is really cured by the employment of the calcareous liver sulfur, and for the same reason by the use of sulfur powder and continuous water.